Welcome to your daily news brief. All the news, none of the noise. Like and subscribe to keep up. Here are the top highlights making headlines in the news today. New Zealand police investigate how a man hid his 3 children in a forest for years without discovery. Poland and allies down huge number of Russian drones in act of aggression. Burning Man festival sparks outrage after troubling video surfaces from desert. Isn't that completely against the whole idea? Heroes and villains. Russia braces for eventual return of its enormous army. Bristol man accused of sexually assaulting, impregnating girl pleads guilty to sexual assault. I couldn't even scream, Jogger brutally attacked in Rocky River Reservation. What Americans think about socialism and capitalism, according to a new Gallup poll. Researchers issue warning after discovering concerning pattern along U.S. coastline. Something is going on, and it is real. Florida's Surgeon General said he didn't calculate the costs of ending vaccine mandates in the state. But scientists have. Shortage of homebuyers forces many sellers to lower prices or walk away as sales slump drags on. I'm 64 with $1.20 million in a 401k and $2,800 Social Security. How should I plan my retirement budget? Amy Coney Barrett gives least reassuring answer on Trump third term. Grove of giant sequoia trees burns in California's Sierra National Forest. Joe Scarborough tore the president's defense to pieces by pointing out the newspaper breaking ground on the story is literally run by conservatives. Qatar calls for retaliation against Israel for strike in Doha. Ethiopia opens Africa's largest hydroelectric dam to Egyptian protest. Stay tuned as we break down the stories behind these headlines. Tom Phillips, a New Zealand man, was shot dead by police after years in hiding with his 3 children.
The children, aged 9, 10, and 12, were recovered from a makeshift campsite deep in the forest.
Police Commissioner Richard Chambers stated that law enforcement will investigate how the family survived and evaded capture.
The campsite contained various items including soda cans, tires, and a metal container, offering few clues.
The incident began with a robbery at a farming supplies store, during which Phillips shot a police officer.
Phillips was fatally shot by police, and 1 child was taken into custody, leading officers to the other 2.
Police believe Phillips had assistance while in hiding and will investigate potential accomplices.
Phillips was skilled in wilderness survival, but the police suspected he received help to remain undetected for so long.
Poland intercepted multiple Russian drones violating its airspace overnight.
These drones crossed into Poland from areas bordering Belarus and Ukraine.
The Polish military heightened its readiness and neutralized the threats.
Drone debris was discovered in eastern Poland near the Belarus border.
This marks the first direct engagement between Poland and Russian assets since the 2022 invasion.
Prime Minister Tusk confirmed he is in contact with NATO.
This incident is considered an act of aggression and a threat to Polish citizens.
European Commission President von der Leyen expressed solidarity with Poland and called for increased pressure on Russia.
A video of a private jet landing at Burning Man has sparked controversy.
Many feel it contradicts the festival's principles, especially its commitment to environmentalism.
Burning Man co-founder Larry Harvey emphasized leaving no trace as a core tenet.
This principle encourages respect for the environment and minimal impact.
However, private aviation contributes significantly to pollution.
Studies show private flights produce considerably more pollution than commercial flights per passenger.
This is not the first time Burning Man has faced environmental criticism.
Some commenters viewed the private jet as a sign of the festival's decline.
A pardoned Russian convict, Azamat Iskaliev, exemplifies potential societal issues stemming from returning soldiers.
He was jailed for murdering his wife, then pardoned to fight in Ukraine.
Upon return, he committed another murder, highlighting the psychological impact of war.
Expert Mark Galeotti anticipates an influx of veterans with such issues.
President Putin views the mass return of soldiers as a potential risk.
He aims to avoid a repeat of the post-Afghanistan war societal disruption and organized crime wave.
Returning soldiers may also face financial difficulties as civilian salaries are significantly lower.
The Kremlin has implemented policies and programs to manage this transition and integrate veterans into civilian life.
A Bristol man pleaded guilty to first-degree sexual assault after accusations of repeatedly assaulting a young girl in his care.
The victim, now 30 years old, was impregnated by the man at age 12.
A deoxyribonucleic acid test confirmed he is the father of her daughter.
The victim is pursuing legal action against the Connecticut Department of Children and Families.
She claims they knew about the abuse but did not intervene.
The man faces a maximum of 25 years in prison.
His wife was also charged with risk of injury to a minor.
The Department of Children and Families stated they had no involvement with the child or families between 2003 and 2006.
A 24-year-old jogger, Vani Shukla, was brutally attacked on the Rocky River Reservation while on her regular run.
She was strangled from behind by a large man near the 8-mile marker just before sundown.
Shukla fought back, attempting to use her phone to call emergency services, but she was slammed to the ground and lost consciousness.
She regained consciousness after approximately 3 minutes and ran through the woods for help.
Injured and disoriented, Shukla managed to contact emergency services and a friend.
Metro Parks police responded and transported her to Fairview Hospital.
Shukla suffered a broken nose and bruises to her face, neck, and arms.
This attack occurred on the same trail where a double homicide took place in 2019, which remains unsolved.
A recent Gallup poll reveals shifting American views on socialism and capitalism.
While overall, capitalism remains more popular, Democrats show a growing preference for socialism.
Only 42% of Democrats view capitalism favorably, compared to 66% who favor socialism.
This marks a significant shift in Democratic views over the past 15 years.
Capitalism has seen a decline in popularity among United States adults since 2021.
This decline is partly driven by Democrats, but also by independents.
Younger Democrats are particularly less positive about capitalism than they were 15 years ago.
This poll reflects growing concerns about economic fairness and the image of big business.
Striped bass populations are declining, raising concerns about the marine ecosystem.
Despite a seemingly successful fishing season last fall, fewer bass are returning to coastal bays to spawn this spring.
This decline coincides with a similar trend in menhaden, a key food source for striped bass.
Researchers suspect a phenological mismatch, where changing environmental conditions disrupt the timing of species' life cycles.
Warmer waters might be affecting the spawning patterns of both menhaden and striped bass.
This mismatch could have cascading effects throughout the food chain, from plankton to dolphins.
Similar disruptions are affecting other species, including monarch butterflies and even wine grapes.
While research on marine phenological mismatch is still in its early stages, mitigating climate change is crucial to addressing this issue.
Florida's Surgeon General stated he did not assess the potential consequences of ending vaccine mandates.
Scientists, however, have calculated the potential impact of such a decision.
One study suggests a 15% vaccination decline in Florida could lead to 1 million measles cases.
The state is vulnerable due to its population size and tourism industry.
Measles outbreaks can spread quickly, particularly in areas with lower vaccination rates.
For every 1,000 measles cases, there are 1 to 3 deaths, many of which are preventable through vaccination.
Even small declines in vaccination rates increase the risk of measles reemergence.
Another analysis indicated that even a slight drop in vaccination rates could increase measles spread in Florida schools.
Home sales are slowing as buyers struggle with affordability.
Active listings have risen for 21 months, up almost 25%.
The median home price is $439,450.
However, most buyers can only afford $298,000.
Some areas are seeing price declines, reversing previous trends.
Bidding wars are less common, with low-ball offers gaining traction.
Sellers in some regions offer incentives like lower prices or closing cost assistance.
Economic uncertainty further pressures sellers in negotiations.
Justice Amy Coney Barrett recently responded to questions about President Trump and a potential third term.
Her initial response to Fox News about the 22nd Amendment seemed to leave room for interpretation.
Many observers expressed concern online about her apparent hesitation.
Later, on CBS, Justice Barrett clarified her position, explicitly stating the amendment sets a 2-term limit.
President Trump has given mixed signals about a 2028 run.
He has mentioned methods to bypass term limits, but also stated he will be a 2-term president.
Despite this, he currently sells Trump 2028 merchandise online.
The situation remains ambiguous as to his actual intentions and understanding of the amendment.
Wildfires in California are threatening giant sequoia trees in the Sierra National Forest.
Firefighters are working to protect these ancient trees, some estimated to be 3,000 years old.
Crews are using sprinkler systems, fire-resistant blankets, and removing flammable material around the trees.
Giant sequoias, the world's largest trees by volume, grow naturally only on the western slopes of the Sierra Nevada.
The Garnet Fire reached the McKinley Grove sometime between Sunday night and Monday morning.
While sequoias depend on low-intensity fires for reproduction, this fire is much more intense.
The fire has burned over 85 square miles and is currently about 14% contained.
The area affected is a popular spot for camping and hiking east of Fresno.
The Wall Street Journal has revealed new allegations about President Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
President Trump dismisses the story as a Democratic Party hoax.
Joe Scarborough of MSNBC's Morning Joe challenged this dismissal.
He highlighted that the Wall Street Journal is owned by Rupert Murdoch.
The Wall Street Journal is considered a powerful conservative media organization.
They are the ones who broke and continue to report this story.
This fact undermines President Trump's claim of a politically motivated hoax.
Scarborough emphasized the conservative nature of the source.
Qatar Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani vowed to retaliate against Israel for its strike against Hamas political leadership in Doha.
Al Thani stated Qatar is committed to decisive action against anything targeting its territories and will take all needed measures to retaliate.
He called the strike on Doha state terrorism by Israel and criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Al Thani accused Netanyahu of threatening regional security and violating the sovereignty of nearby nations.
Israel escalated its war against Hamas with this assassination strike, seemingly ending hostage negotiation efforts.
These negotiations had been taking place in Qatar with the assistance of Qatari leaders.
Despite vowing retaliation, Qatar maintained it would not abandon its role as a regional mediator.
Al Thani affirmed that mediation and Qatari diplomacy are part of its identity and will continue despite these events.
Ethiopia inaugurated its Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, Africa's largest hydroelectric dam.
This $5 billion project aims to provide power to millions of Ethiopians.
The dam is now at maximum power output, placing it among the top 20 largest hydroelectric dams globally.
However, the project has sparked concerns from downstream neighbors Egypt and Sudan.
Egypt fears the dam could restrict its water supply, particularly during droughts.
Ethiopia maintains the dam will not significantly harm downstream countries and emphasizes its benefits for regional electrification.
The dam has become a source of national pride within Ethiopia, symbolizing the nation's potential for unity and achievement.
Despite increased power generation, many rural Ethiopians still lack access to electricity due to underdeveloped transmission networks.
Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and join us again for more updates that matter. Until next time.